Man is a social animal, right? And social animals depend on codependence for their survival. And codependence oftentimes create disagreements. And disagreements lead to arguments. Difference of opinion is such a day to day occurrence in human existence, yet we fail to do it effectively. Oftentimes, disagreements are not negative occurrences. It's an opportunity to grow together. But this can't be blamed on the individual as such because your brain treats this as an absolute social threat. Neurologically speaking, during such instances, your amygdala activates, which is for the threat detection. Your sympathetic nervous system activates, which is to defend or give a counterattack. And your prefrontal cortex partially goes offline. And that is the reasoning center of your brain. This is exactly why even intelligent people sound so dumb during certain arguments because their cognition is literally being throttled. Being wrong in this situation to the brain means loss of status and potential exclusion. And social exclusion for a social animal means their survival is directly under threat. So the goal shifts from finding the truth to protecting self. And moreover, usually beliefs are tied to the person's identity rather than facts. So if a fact threatens a person's belief, they might interpret it as a direct attack on them. This is called identity protection cognition. So when you're arguing about the content of something, a person might feel the necessity to defend their self coherence. So, this leads to the narrative shifting from discovering the truth to defending conclusions that are already chosen emotionally. We call this motivated reasoning. That is, emotional brain decides the outcome, and your cognitive brain searches for supporting arguments, and the person feels rational. This is exactly why smarter people are not harder to fool because internally they would have constructed beautifully rational defenses that will make it very hard to convince them of alternative opinions. So, when evidence contradicts beliefs, the brain experiences prediction error plus stress. Your anterior cingulate cortex activates. This is the same area as processing physical pain. So, accepting that you're wrong feels like you're having a psychological injury. To stop this discomfort, your brain dismisses resources, nitpicks details, changes standards of proof, shifts the topic, or becomes hostile. Okay. Now that we know what method that we're following is faulty, what would be a more effective strategy? It is not to push a strong argument, but create an environment of lower threat. Because belief updating requires the nervous system to feel safe, not humiliated, not trapped, and not dominated. Only then your prefrontal evaluations come online. So the next time you're arguing with somebody, do not forget you aren't trying to prove yourself right. Rather, you're trying to co regulate reality and reach negotiations. And in order to achieve those two, doubling down on your argument doesn't help because, as we saw earlier, the person would just be pushed to shut down. Instead, you can communicate what you feel and insist, like, hey, look, I know we are having disagreement right now. I'm not trying to personally attack you. I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I just want you to hear my side out and then come to a conclusion on that. I'm just trying to talk neutral perspectives right now. I don't want to hurt you. So let's try to put forth each other's opinion. Keep in mind that arguments are designed for logics, but humans resolve conflict through co-regulation. So keep the regulation as first line and the logics as the second line next time you're trying to solve a disagreement.